That's Mike Norvell. Mike Norvell, my bad.
I was going to say, yeah, that was Mike Norvell.
That is Jay Norvell from Colorado State. And he was talking about how players kind of get poached from that level. And he said his top 26 players have been contacted. Top 26 players, not his top 2 or 3 or 4.
Right.
Bro, that's both. I mean, just from a number standpoint, that's both sides of the ball, bro. And some special teams. I guess here's the funny thing when I look at it. Shout out to everybody on Hay Street. I meant to say this. We are dual streaming this or quad streaming this to Facebook, both YouTube channels. And my dog just started a what channel?
Twitch. I already had the channel, but I don't never do nothing on it. But we live now in that bit.
We live on Twitch. Yet. But anyway, so that's what he's talking about. But what he's talking about has probably is on top of the table. What used to be under the table deals are now top of the table deals because it's that part is not necessarily legal, but it's what it is. So,
right,
bro. And I said this: these G5 schools are feeder patterns. Oh, and it's a lot of argument about development. Oh, who's it develop? You don't have to. You send them to another school, let them spend the resources, money, effort, energy, time to develop them. And I take credit for all they've done for the 1 year.
Yeah.
You know what I think about? This comes to mind. I guess it's not a shot at him, but I think about Willis McGahee.
Uh-huh. What about him?
When he was at Miami Springs with Buddy Goines, long time. Buddy Goines, long-time coach at Miami Springs, had him for 3 years, nurtured that thing. Willis McGahee is who Willis McGahee is. Now, don't get me misunderstood, but that development part. And in his last year, he goes to Central. And when you pull up his stuff, everything says Central. There's nothing about Miami Springs. And I think that's kind of like what's going to end up happening to these G5 schools. They're going to get all the development, the recruiting, the spending the resources on these cats, and then they go from Colorado State to, I don't know, Ohio or Texas or whatever, and they get all the love for it. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Williams, perfect example, Oklahoma, and then you go to he spent 2 years there at least, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. No, I get what you're saying. That sound like Coach. What coach at? Where was he from?
Colorado State Rams.
That sound like Coach hurt. You know what I'm saying?
He hurt.
Yeah, it sounded like he hurt. It sounded like he got hit and he just up here because what he's saying is kind of like, I mean, it sounds like a bunch of nothing to me, to be honest with you.
I disagree, but go ahead. Finish your point.
It sounds like a bunch of nothing to me. When it's time for him to get his next job from North Carolina State, how's it going to work? From Colorado, how is it going to work? Y'all in the chat, y'all let me know how it works. When it's time for him to leave Colorado State, how it's going to work? It's going to be his guy. Yeah, it's going to be his guy putting out a tweet saying that Coach is interested in Rice in the middle of a goddamn playoff run, and y'all 9-0. That's how it works. Oh, so you mad because your agent only take 3% and these guys are taking 10%? So tell me this. When that kid is sitting on your roster and he don't know how or why he's not playing, he's balling in practice, and he got to get to another school, how is this supposed to happen then? If it ain't the street agent, because it's always the street agent, but I'm here to tell you, all the agents are street agents until they pass a test.
Talk your history.
And I'm here to tell you, most of them ain't passed no test. Most of them haven't even studied for a test. White, black, purple, green. So how is it supposed to happen for that kid? How is A.J. Allen supposed to get out the University of Miami, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right? If he has the talent, but he's just buried on the depth chart. It's innocent. There's nothing wrong there. Mm-hmm. He needs a street agent, right? That's what I call it. He needs somebody to speak for him. Hayes, listen, bro. Long time ago, I sat down with Coach Mo and Shamar Stewart. Shout out to Shamar Stewart. He should be a first rounder this year.
All right.
And I'm gonna let y'all in on the secret. I sat down with Shamar Stewart and Coach Mo and Shamar Stewart, and a lot of y'all went in on Coach Mo. Like a lot of people went in on him, his fat ass, this, that, the nature, whatever. He, you know what I'm saying? Oh, if he was about the kids, he'll be doing it for every kid. But I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret, right? The reason I sat down with Coach Mo and Shamar was because I knew that these kids needed representation, whether it's a coach, whether it's a street agent, whether it's somebody who's a guardian. But I knew we were going to walk into this era of negotiation of money, and Shamar Stewart can't negotiate versus Bill Belichick.
Mm-hmm.
So I interviewed Coach Mo, and I put it out there, and it made people uncomfortable, but I did it on purpose. Because I realized what you guys are, oh man, he's selling the kid, get him out the way. Oh, so get him out the way. You want Shamar Stewart to sit down and talk to Mario? No. So I knew that the street agent or whatever the hell y'all want to call them, you know what I'm saying? They were going to have to get involved in this money era. So I showed it and put it out there and let y'all attack Mo, and he took y'all bullets. But him and Shamar are going to the NFL draft in a few months, and Shamar will be a first rounder. And he's still there. Like, he's still there. Got Shamar back. Went to every game he played. The guys that y'all want to represent these kids don't give a damn that much.
Talk your ish, Street. Talk your ish.
I'm just telling you what I know.
All right. So here's what I'll say. I'm going to take it from the coaching perspective for a quick second here with Jay Norvell and what he said. I get what he's saying. And I definitely understand what you're saying. But what he's saying is, okay, how do I explain this? It's kind of like the Mo situation. From my understanding, Mo helped Shamar Stewart on the personal side as well as ball. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, he stayed with him for a little bit of time, whatever. But Mo took on that responsibility of helping this young man, right? And was there from the beginning. And I guess kind of how coaches are looking, especially from the G5 perspective, and again, I'm speaking right now from a coach's perspective, is I bring these kids in, no, they weren't on your radar, so therefore I must have developed them. We put our resources in them, so forth, and y'all pluck them. Now, what does that mean? Now, to your point, what you're saying, when Jay Norvell gets that Power 5 school or Power 4 school, he'll be doing the same thing. So I get that. But I'm just saying that I hear what he's saying. It also becomes a thing of every time you take a good player of mine, my team kind of gets worse. My job is at jeopardy now. How do I climb this mountain if you keep adding more height to the mountain, if that makes sense, right? Or you keep pulling me back down the mountain. How can I keep getting to the top of my G5 status, if that makes sense, to help me propel me to that Power 4 job? Because I'm in the G5 and I'm going 8-5 around here, or 8-4. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. Now, from your perspective, I agree with you 100% as well, that I do believe that kids need guidance and they need somebody to speak for them. The problem lies when the motive is not for the kid. He's a means to an end. You're using him to get that, but you're not really in his best interest. So, for example, that street agent takes 10% because he goes to the highest bidder, but it may not be the best situation. You see what I'm saying? You on mute, Street. So those are the things that where it gets a little shaky. None of this is cut and dry. 2 + 2 is 4. Nothing is going to be like that. But I guess that's kind of the deal too. And then, like you're saying, you taking 10% when NFL agents making 3%. Now, if you got a guy like Mo who's invested his time and effort, energy, finances, family, and that's what they work out, then that's what they work out. So be it. You know, I'm just talking to make some talking points. Am I on point? Am I off street? Am I crazy? What? Talk to me.
Are you on point? I mean, that's your view. That's how you view it. I just think that, bruh, like those agents that we've been handing these kids to for years, right? Like, they may be taking less, but how much do they care?
Yeah, it's only 3%, but if they got 50 people on their roster or 20 people,
right. Yeah. How much do they care? They might be taking less, but for years, how much do they care? We've heard the horror stories for years. We've heard the horror stories. So the street agent, like, it's almost like you got a better chance with the street agent because the agent is like has an athlete meal. That's how he make money. You got to find somebody that's really genuine in what they're trying to do. So it ain't like the game. It ain't like the game was perfect and somebody came and broke it. The game was broken. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? The game was broken. It's not like it was perfect and somebody came and broke the game.
And to your point, I don't think there is a perfect answer. I don't even think there's a fair answer. I don't think there's a fair answer to the college football playoffs. I don't think it's a fair answer. Nothing's going to be fair because everybody has their points, their reasons. I get that. But I guess, are there rules?
No.
And there is the problem, right? Because we're a land of laws. Right?
No rules.
We are a land of laws. We are literally sitting right here in a traffic jam. Without those traffic lights, it'd be a ton of accidents, right? And if you run them, you get a penalty. Why? Because you could hurt somebody, kill somebody, so forth and so on. And I think, and as people in general, how I look at this, we are people who follow rules. Everything you do are rules. When you go to work, there's rules in your house. There's rules in your relationships. There's rules everywhere we go. Think about it. In your relationship, there are certain rules and things that you have and that she has. You may not call them rules, but that's what they are.
Right.
So I think that's the problem. Nobody really knows what's going on with this. It's like people are searching really for, I need a rule. So I know I need some guidelines.
He said, I need a rule.
Bro, if you think about it, they need a rule. And then you find lawyers and people that find loopholes in those laws because that's their job. But you don't have any guidelines right now. And it's just, remember the old TV show Sons of Anarchy? It's just anarchy. It's crazy out here, man.
It is. It's a wide open market. And we just don't know how to operate in it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of advantages that can be taken, but we just don't know how to operate in it because, like you said, we've always used to somebody saying, hey, give me your hand. Come walk this way.
Correct. I mean, even NFL has rules, right? They have salary caps. They have this. They have trade deadlines. They have a bunch of different things. Hell, they've even put rules in, from my understanding, about the agent, the percentage they can charge. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So, yeah, it's interesting, man. It's truly interesting. Reggie said, NCAA said, y'all police that mess yourself. He ain't lying, dog.
They did. I mean, they basically said, all right, listen. Well, if y'all want to do it yourself, do it yourself. The thing gonna be the wild west.
Yeah, I see Coach Jason Brown, JB, on his show. He says the NCAA stands for non-caring a-holes of America. So he just simply said, I'm gonna show y'all how much we don't care. Here, y'all take it. And let's see what happens. Y'all take it and let's see what happens.
And it's wide open.
It's kind of like your mama, right? You know, you're supposed to be a little kid, supposed to be in the bed by 8 o'clock. I want to stay up. All right, no problem. Stay up. But you're going to be up at 5:30 in the morning to get ready for school. And Shorty stay up all night on the video game. He don't fall asleep till 2 o'clock. And old girl come in there, get up. And guess what happened that next night? 7:59, you tucked in like this.
Yeah, they trying to make a point.
Mm-hmm.